Long time no see. It's been a while, I know. I have no excuses. I'm speaking as though I'm a politician. Anyways, it's been a while. I'll do better. Today I'm going to be reacting to a video by Piers Morgan called Piers Morgan Debates Gender Identity with US Politician. See how this goes.
Welcome back to Piers Morgan Uncensored. Well, Marianne Williamson is a best-selling author, a celebrity spiritualist, a confidant of Oprah Winfrey, and she has her way. She'll also be America's first female president, with many Democrats warning that Joe Biden is simply too old to run again. She wants to outflank him from the left, the more youthful left, you might think, and harness love to defeat Donald Trump. And I'm delighted to say you're here in London, in my studio. Great to see you.
Thank you so much for having me.
I want to play you a clip. This is President Biden last week ending a speech about gun violence by completely randomly saying this.
What did he say this
It's the
time?
least consequential part of this whole meeting for you, I promise. All right, God save the Queen, man.
Okay, well, two things. The Queen died 10 months ago. We don't.
She's not our queen.
Our monarch, yes, not your Queen, and
Exactly.
our Queen died 10 months ago. This is the latest thing involving President Biden, where he just said stuff which makes no sense.
He does.
Actually, is pretty inappropriate.
Yeah.
To some people, quite offensive.
It is.
He seems to have forgotten our Queen died
Died.
last year.
Exactly.
And it goes to his mental capability.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big issue. I mean, it can't be ignored, I don't think. How do you feel about this?
I think it's for the individual voter to decide. It gets personal, and I don't want to be personal about this. I'm running against the president on issues. There are many people in his camp who would argue, yes, he makes gaffes like this, but when it comes to his decision-making on issues, he's just fine. Every
Yes,
individual
really?
has to decide on that, and I think it's kind of cheap for me to go there.
But how could you make decisions like if you don't even know what's going on in the world? You literally said, God save the Queen. The Queen's been dead for 10 months. I don't know when this video was recorded. But for him to say that, how could he come up with policies and he literally doesn't know what's going on around him or what's going on in the world? Like, how could he make any type of decision for the country and for the people of the country? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Obviously, she'd have to defend him because she's from the same party as him, the party of degenerates.
I mean, it happens a lot.
It does.
It happens a lot. Obviously, I wouldn't be running if I didn't think I'd make a better president.
Right. I want to talk about a couple of issues with you, which are in the news, which you have quite strong views about. One, I want to play you a clip. This is the British Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, who was heard on a leaked video talking about the big trans debate.
Ooh, what did he say?
You may have noticed Ed Davey has been very busy. Like me, you were probably seeing that he was busy trying to convince everybody that women clearly had penises. And I was reflecting, you all know I am a big fan of everybody studying maths to 18. But it turns out that we need
Biology.
to focus on biology to 18.
Exactly.
So this has become a big thing.
I
right?
bet.
Along with the question, what is a woman? There's now a big debate where British political leaders have been asked about whether a woman can have a penis, and they've given varying answers. The British Prime Minister says no. The Labour leader says
Yes, of
99%
course.
of women do not.
Oh, he
And
does?
The
Oh,
Liberal
wow,
Democrat
surprised.
leader, who he was referencing there,
Oh, wow.
says clearly women can have penises. On the face of it, this might seem a strange debate to be having, but what are the answers? I mean, you're a presidential candidate.
Well, in the United States, I think we are obviously going through a cultural transformation. People are getting more comfortable with the notion of gender fluidity, non-binary sexuality. For me, it's an issue of freedom. People get to be whoever they want to be, do whatever they want to do, if it doesn't hurt anyone else.
Okay, let me stop it there. If it's about freedom, you can be whatever you want to be, but other people don't have to align with your views and they don't have to believe what you believe in and your delusions. Like, what the hell? So other people can be free with how they want to express themselves, but then me as a person or someone else not express our views. Like, we don't have the freedom to do that. So it's literally, it's like one-sided freedom, you know?
For me, we have to follow a North Star in our society. That North Star is the idea that all people are created equal. If you talk to me about a trans American, the part that matters to me is the word American. And so,
Well, what is a woman to you?
listen, it's whatever at this point in somebody's culture, in American culture, certainly kind of whatever anyone says that it is.
Yeah, but it can't be. It can't be though.
Yes,
So-
it absolutely can. If people
You
want
say
to
until it
identify a
hurts
certain
people, but if anyone can put their hand up and say they're a woman, we have a situation we had recently where the leader of the Scottish, of Scotland, Nicola Sturgeon, of the Scottish National Party, she had to resign after putting a biological
say?
male rapist into a women's prison. So there is obviously damage there from self-identity, isn't there?
Well, certainly, yeah, but I think the issue there was rapists, not the issue of the sexual.
What is the fact she
gender
felt
orientation
that
of it.
this male rapist who identified as a woman at his trial.
Yeah, that would be hard.
Yeah, but if another woman were to do the same thing, she doesn't have the equipment. She doesn't have the equipment to literally impregnate another woman and literally assault her organs. She doesn't have that, but a man does. So your argument is nonsense. It's stupid, because he's a rapist. No, he's a rapist, but he identifies as a woman. So his gender identity is part of the argument. The hell?
Right, simply to get into a women's prison. That's wrong,
Exactly.
right? We can-
Well, yes, but then that's once you're talking about something like rape, then obviously it becomes relevant. It's not
What
relevant.
about sport?
Well, on sports, I do think we need to protect girls who were born as girls. If they are in a situation where somebody, obviously because of the size of their muscles and of their body, gives them an
But that's all
unfair advantage.
biological males.
Yes.
Well, yes, that's sort of my
So
point.
you would
But-
stop, well, hang on, just to clarify that, you would stop biological males competing against biological females.
Unless it can be proven, there are some situations where
No.
somebody, let's say they were born as a man, but they're a small man, right? And it can be proven through hormone testing, through muscle testing, and
No.
so forth, that there is no biological advantage. But the other day I spoke at Cambridge University, and I noticed when I went into the area where
But do your muscles shrink if you're taking estrogen? Muscles are stronger than a female's muscles. Your bones do not shrink. Your bones do not stop being masculine bones, Men and women don't have the same, literally, structure. Their body is literally different. The man is 99.9% of the time stronger than the woman, whether he's a small guy or not. So the argument is nonsense again.
bathrooms were, that it said, use whatever bathroom you're more comfortable with. And I thought, oh my God, it could be that easy. So I think everybody needs to lighten up on this issue.
Well,
Because
it's
No,
fine.
we don't.
It's hard to lighten up if you are, say, a female Olympic athlete
It's
and
not.
you're losing out on your
Yeah.
place.
Well, that's
because a
why-
biological male who's 6'3" and built like an outhouse decides to take your slot
And I
by
think-
saying, hey, I'm a woman, which goes back to your initial thing that you should all be what you want to be. Well, sure, I want to be, I
wanna be a
a
millionaire.
movie star, but I'm not. Anti-check.
if you're talking about specific instances, such as sports, such as where somebody goes in prison, etc., then obviously these become issues that have to be deciding points. But there is another world out there, which it's not hurting anybody. It just has to do with somebody's desire to identify a certain way.
It literally
the area
is.
where we need to culturally open our minds to the idea of fluidity in gender and so forth. And both can be true at the same time.
Well, I'm not sure it can, because I don't think you can have limitless self-identity without it infringing particularly on women's rights to equality
Exactly.
and fairness. That's the problem with it. And that's why it sounds great to say, of course you can, but then you end up with that ridiculous woman, Rachel Dolezal, who decided to identify
Black
as black.
woman, exactly.
Self-identity, why can't you?
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
think that somehow we have to find that balance in ourselves as well as our
But how,
society.
as a lawmaker who wants to be the first female president of the United States,
It's going to be a
what's the
disaster.
balance? Because you either
That's how she
allow it
thinks.
or you don't.
No, I disagree with you. As president, I think my responsibility is to the notion of all people created equal. I, as president, quite the opposite of what you just said. As president, hey, I want the whole notion of my presidency would be, please be who you want to be, do what you want to do, spread your wings and soar. If you get to the point where you're infringing on the rights of other people, you're
But
going
you
to have a
are.
hard time
How would
with
you
me.
feel if a man decided to, a male politician decided to suddenly identify as
As a woman.
female and became the first
First,
woman
exactly.
president of the United States.
I'd be like, damn, but that wouldn't mean that
Exactly.
You wouldn't just be
I mean,
damned, you'd be like, what?
I don't think.
Exactly.
You'd be horrified.
But that
Come
doesn't
on.
mean I think it would be illegal or that it should.
I didn't say it'd be illegal. That's the whole point.
No,
The whole
listen.
point, Madam would-be president, is it's
I-
perfectly legal.
I think, well, that's my.
It's just wrong.
I don't even think it's wrong. It's just I think we'd all down a few glasses of wine that night. We wouldn't be real happy about it. But
Usain Bolt wants to run as a woman in the Olympic 100 meters. You
He's
know
gonna
that?
beat everyone.
no, I believe that this thing with sports, we must protect those who when you see these girls
there's a boundary
who were born as
then.
girls and they have worked so hard, obviously, and I think most people see that.
But didn't she say freedom is limitless? But then now she's saying there's boundaries when it comes to women's sports and males wanting to compete with females. So is there a limit to freedom or is that limitless? So like she's literally contradicting herself as she talks.
Good point. I need a one-word answer to this question to
Okay.
wrap things, okay? Should Donald Trump, if he gets convicted of a federal crime and actually goes to prison, the Constitution says he can still be president of the United States. Should he be allowed to be?
It's not about the law is the law. Would it be disappointing? Would it be awful for the country? Yes, but if it's legal, it's legal.
Marianne, well, it's great to see you.
Thank you.
Best of luck
Great
with
to
your
see you
campaign.
too.
Great
Thank
to have
you.
you in London.
Why would it be awful for the country? You did a lot better than what you have now, a bumbling buffoon who doesn't know what the hell is happening, who thinks the Queen is still alive, who just says random-ish, and who just stumbles and falls and all of that. Like, how is he any better? Like, how is Biden any better? He's not. Anywho, many people are going to find what I said controversial, but that's my views, and I have the right to express the views that I have, and that's my opinion, like it or not. Anyways, let me know what you think of the video. Do you agree with this woman? I don't know if I should even call her that, since she doesn't defend our rights as females to be protected and to feel safe in our spaces. She was a hypocrite. Most of the stuff she said was contradictory. She contradicted herself. She said freedom is limitless, and then she said when it comes to transgenders partaking in female sports, there needs to be a limitation. So either it's limitless or there needs to be a limitation. Anyways, let me know what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with her? Do you agree with Piers Morgan? Anyways, let me know what you think. Till next time.